Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to Disc 1 podcast.
Yep. Shantae edition.
Yeah, we are going to be talking about Shantae because, let's see, was it a couple of weeks ago? No, it was last week, actually.
It was exactly a week
1
ago.
week ago today. Shantae 4, Half Genie Hero. Well, Shantae Half Genie Hero, but I'm just going to call it Shantae 4 for short because...
it
is the fourth game.
And also, we've all beaten it.
Yep, we all beat it, so we'll be doing a little bit of a mini review on that. But before we get to that, I figure we can go through a little retrospective and look at the previous games in the series.
Yep. I mean, I'm going to say, I know that you guys say that the first one is, not that good, but I actually like that because it reminds me of Castlevania, Simon's Quest. Yes, I am the only one in this room that likes that game.
The funny thing about it is that I'd say it also reminds me a bit of Zelda, too.
Actually, I would say I like the first one more than the second.
In retrospect, I have to agree with you on that.
As I streamed the second last night, and yeah, I think that might have...
I like the second one more than the third one almost, but
wait, what?
I did like the second one more than the third. I liked Risky's power-ups and stuff, but it just wasn't Shantae. That's why I like the fourth one. I like her transformations.
Okay, that's fine, but I
want the day and night thing to come back. It probably won't.
I mean, that would be pretty cool, but you'd have to bring back the overworld for that to be relevant. I mean, the first time I heard about Shantae was God, it must have been 2000. I saw a magazine ad for it. I never picked that up, but I always regretted it. Because it's it was a platforming game on the Game Boy Color, which I had at that point, and it was being published by Capcom, which that was always a big sign of quality for me.
Yeah, Capcom makes some really
It's sad
good
to think about that, actually. It's sad to think about how it's Capcom, then it must be good.
Oh, Capcom's slump was not as severe as a lot of other third parties.
In some cases, it's still going on. Damn it,
Yeah.
Trick Street Fighter 5 and kill Dead Rising 4 already, you
I mean, it's
bastard.
going to have to...
You're asking for too much.
It's going to have to get a lot worse before it compares to the others.
I know, but it still makes me sad.
And moving even an inch at the time in the right direction ensures it'll be a lot better than, we all know the big one, but also...
Well, that one's still going on.
Well, yeah, that's if you compare the lowest point for Capcom, Konami, Sega, Square Enix, and probably other companies, Capcom's was easily the least bad.
The difference is that Capcom's running out of money. More than any of those other companies did at their low point.
Well, at least they're not Konami. God, there's a lot of IPs that I'm going to be missing.
The worst part about it is that they bought Hudson, so they've got double the IPs. So it's two companies in one.
Well, Konami's president is a super villain.
That's what I think he's trying to be worse than EA, Activision, and Ubisoft all put together. And that, as evil and horrible as that is, I have to admit that is just impressive to me.
I think he got upset that people kept saying Japanese developers were falling behind, so his interpretation was they should try to be worse than the worst Western developers.
Right.
And that's something.
Anyway, I would have to say that regardless of what I think of the original Shantae, it is still probably one of, if not the best game on both the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color.
Yes, I would love a remake to that.
I would love a remake of the original Shantae. In fact, that's what we thought Half Genie Hero was.
I liked Half Genie Hero. After playing it, I kind of think we should have got the remake instead, as long as it was a, Metroid Zero Mission style remake.
I do still want them to do... In fact, I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself here, so I'll just save that for later, actually. There is one odd thing I'd have to say about Shantae, though.
What's that?
It's it was basically an NES game for the Game Boy Color. It was essentially a Game Boy game, like an NES game on the Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
But because of that, it made too many weird decisions that it seemed like most developers had grown past at that point.
I mean, I do remember, I knew about Shantae when it was first released. Didn't really pay that much attention to it. I found out it was a hidden gem later. I managed to get it in 2010
For $50.
Yeah, which at the time seemed like a lot for a game that old. It was like the golden age of retro game pricing was just ending. But I remember I was kind of, when I played it and there was no map, I did not, I thought, I had assumed something people praised so much would not have a mistake that bad. But, it was still a good game, but there should have been a map.
Big downfall for me was the live
back then
system.
on little systems like that, they always didn't put a map in.
Well, no, they had maps in games like that. They had maps in Game Boy games.
It's just some
Not
developers
like
didn't think about it
Metroid
at
2,
first.
but they did have them in some games, didn't they?
Yeah, there been some, but there was less common. I just assumed everyone was like, oh, this is basically a Game Boy Advance game. It looks better than Game Boy Advance games. It is an absolute masterpiece. I thought something like that.
Well, it's kind of like how he, instant saving and then passwords. People still use passwords.
Yeah, this game had saving, which was great.
Oh yeah, if it had passwords, I would have gone out and personally beat up everyone who had hyped it.
I think it was just more the fact that they finally reached the level of games that you would see, like, in the later years of the NES on a handheld. And that's probably part of the reason why it was considered a masterpiece. Because back then, let's be honest, portable gaming, no one expected anything of it. Hell, even today, people don't really expect that much out of portable games.
It was like there were not many of them, but there were the absolute gems on Game Boy and Game Boy Color were often better than most NES games, like Link's Awakening and Metal Gear Solid for Game Boy Color. Those went way beyond their NES counterpart.
Super Mario Land 2 was also really good. I wouldn't say it was better than Super Mario World, but it was like up there.
It was definitely better than the original Super Mario Brothers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It was.
You had Metroid 2, which outpaced the original Metroid, but then that got beat up by but that came later. So.
Donkey Kong,
Donkey Kong 94.
Donkey Kong 94 was amazing.
Oh yeah, it was.
It was really fun.
But that's what I'm saying though, is that like Shantae.
And then they changed it.
Yeah, well, I'm still mad about that one.
Oh, yeah, because you personally killed it by not.
The worst part about that is that I was angry at it because they said we were going to make Donkey Kong 94 2, but instead we decided to make Mario vs. Donkey Kong. And I'm like, man, fuck this game. And then I realized that it was still Donkey Kong 94 2. They just called it Mario vs. They tricked me. They tricked me.
The original name wasn't Donkey Kong 94 2. It was still...
I know, but it's like they said that they intended to make a sequel to it, and they did it anyway, but they made it sound like they didn't, and they made Mario vs. Donkey Kong, even though that was the fucking sequel.
Yeah, but then that got a sequel that was called Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2. They ruined everything.
Exactly. That should have been the subtitle. We ruined everything.
We ruin everything we touch.
Oh, God. But, yeah, the live system in the original Shantae was like... I'd say that was the worst part of it, even worse than the no map.
And it's gonna...
Because, you couldn't refill them aside from, they had 1-ups in some of the dungeons, and game over, and that was it. That was the only way to refill it. They had a healing area.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you have just paid... you had money and you had a healing area. Why couldn't you just pay to restock your lives?
Let's see, did they have save points inside dungeons?
Wait, yeah.
I think,
they did.
they had the old man. Yeah, they did have save points in there.
Yeah, I probably would have just tried to ignore the life system then.
No, I'm not talking about it for the dungeons, though. It's like, okay, let's just say that you had a rough time in a dungeon, you beat it with 0, you're on your last life. Then you gotta go back to town. You don't have any warp dances, and you have to go back to town. And you fucking die.
Oh, yeah, that was...
Were there saves at the dungeon entrance?
No, I don't think so. That shit was annoying. That's why no Metroid-like, no Zelda 2-like, no Simon's Quest-like should ever have a life system. It's detrimental to it.
Yeah,
one life, one continue. You just continue from saves and call it a day.
Yeah, it should never have a life system if it's a Metroid-like.
Let's see, so should we move on to Shantae 2?
Yeah, I guess we should.
And so Shantae 2 is, I don't know what it is with even numbered games in the series and being short, but yeah, Shantae 2 was really tiny.
It was the DSiWare, so I mean...
Yeah, it was a really short game, but I enjoyed it for what it was.
I did like how they added a map, though, and they took out the live system.
I mean, the place they added the map, though, was they only added it in the overworld where you needed it less.
Yeah, the dungeons needed a map. I agree with that.
Yeah, fair enough. But I mean, it was better. It's better than having no map at all, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Actually, the thing is, the original Shantae could have used a map on the overworld, because that shit got confusing.
I mean, not as it didn't have, like, Shantae Risky's Revenge, I still understand this. Why did they have that jumping in and out of the background thing? Not only was it's incredibly confusing, and it feels like a gimmick for 3DS, but 3DS didn't exist yet.
Maybe they were just telling the future. I don't know.
Like,
I don't know why they did.
Did they somehow get a leak, like Nintendo accidentally mentioned 3DS them, and they decided, well, Shantae 1 took advantage of the Game Boy Advance, so even though we have no way to do this, let's pretend Shantae 2 is taking advantage of 3DS.
It was really weird. But did you notice that they, like, stopped it late, like, after the first two after the hub town and the forest, they don't have that shit no more.
Yeah, the forest...
It's like they gave up on it. They realized how annoying it was. They didn't take it out, but they realized how annoying it was, and they just stopped.
And they put in something that was almost as annoying in the desert, though.
Oh yeah, the caves. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, Shantae 2 did need an overworld map. It really did.
Yeah, because
because it was confusing. It was more confusing than the first one.
It was confusing.
And the overworld map was just as confusing. Like, it didn't accurately show all of the differences.
Yeah.
Like, all the caves and warp panels.
God. I did like how they sort of improved on the dancing, though. The dancing mechanic in the first game was ass.
Yeah.
So, like, you're dancing, and you gotta put in like a cheat code, almost, in order to transform, and if you do the wrong thing, you get the wrong thing, right?
Yeah.
In this one, and everything's still moving, so you can get your ass kicked. Like, let's say that you need to turn into the elephant in order to get out of an area, and you're, like, swarmed with enemies, and you just want to get out of there.
Yeah, I know,
You will get... or better yet... Better yet, let's say that you realize that you need to fly up somewhere with the harpy one, right? Or you need to use the spider to climb up somewhere. And you're surrounded by those fucking Nagas. The snake, the snake women. Or the scorpion ones. Better yet, the scorpion women. Yeah, that was fucking fun. I did like how they would freeze the game and you could just cycle through the 3 dance. There was an improvement, but it was still pretty shitty.
They basically kept that, so that's good.
I mean, yeah, but they kind of made it a little bit better.
I mean, what I would do for the dancing is, I do not think the dancing should happen in real time anyway. Make it so you can, like, open an 8-way direction menu and change instantly, or use the shoulder buttons to cycle, like in the Mega Man games. Make the dancing, make it a mini-game, make it so you have to, like, do a dancing mini-game to unlock it the first time. You can go back and do that for, like, a high score if you really like it, but I do not think it should be incorporated into the gameplay that frequently.
See, I've got a counter pitch to that, but I'll get to that later.
Okay.
The one thing I did like about Risky's Revenge, though, like the director's cut, I mean, that was the one I played it on. Apparently, KI played it originally on the DS, or 3DS, actually.
I originally played it on
you played the director's cut, too. I liked Magic Mode. I thought that was a cool little gimmick they added.
Wait, you liked what?
Magic Mode.
Oh, yeah.
That was like the New Game Plus mode.
And that actually, like, changed the gameplay instead of just giving you stuff earlier?
Yeah, it lowered your defense, but it, like, increased your magic big time. So you had to play it differently. Also, Also, Shantae had a little different outfit, which they ended up recycling in the sequel, which I thought that was pretty cool, too.
Yeah. I mean, the game seems to get better over time. So that's always good.
I actually have to say, though, I think Risky's Revenge had the hardest final boss fight out of all of them, though.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I don't really remember the final boss.
That was Nega Shantae.
Yeah, I remember who it was. I don't remember, like, the gameplay, like, enough to say which was harder.
Like, it took 200 hits to kill her.
Well, I know if you had really fast hair whipping, that's not as much as it seems, because you could probably, like, if they stand still for a couple seconds, you can get a double-digit amount in.
I mean, it's just like you were sort of relying on something for the entire game, and, like, you know, you lose all your powers.
Well, I wasn't relying on it.
You're relying on any of the transformations for anything?
Not for anything combat-related.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. I love using the pike balls. They're my favorites. Anyway, should we move on to the third game then?
Yeah.
Shantae 3 is my favorite way forward game ever.
It is
It's a
probably
really-
the best game in the series, honestly.
I mean, it's good. I liked it. I mean, that's pretty much why Icepick just can't wait for Risky to be released, because basically she's probably going to play like that.
Except
I
for
mean-
the hair whip, but I mean, the transformations are great, Neko. I like the concept of the gimmick, but just having Risky's gear was so much everything was all at once. In fact, I compared this to something last night, and I'm sure that KI hated this. Shantae, in like the first two games, was essentially like, you know, Mega Man X, basically. Like, you have to switch to get new abilities, right?
Yeah.
Shantae, in the third game, was like playing Zero.
Actually, X's navigation abilities usually were given to him all at once, because they, like, the
Yeah.
armor.
No, I mean, like, his weapons.
Yeah, it's like I only use those on boss fights. But actually, that's what gave me the idea of just giving her shoulder button form changes, because if they did that, I'd be fine with it.
Right. But, like I said, it's just like playing a Zero, because you've got everything available to you, like, on the fly.
Unless you're playing Mega Man Zero, where you have to grind to get everything, you have to equip specific things, you have to equip the elements.
Wow, you're really bitter, aren't you?
No, it's
You're a small bitter man, aren't you?
The counter. You brought this up, so it's
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said he played like Zero did.
Yeah, and I pointed out that she
X4.
plays a lot better than Zero did in most of the games.
Anyway, I would just say that she's probably the most playable Shantae because of that.
Yeah, it's always better if you can, like, minimize switching, even if you have
Yeah.
time weapon change, that do as much as you as, like, and it's one of the great things about Mario. He has all of those different jumps, but you never have to equip long jump and then switch to triple jump.
Right, it's sort of like in Shantae, you'd have to. I'm trying to think of like.
I mean,
Okay, so you'd have to use the harpy to get up high, and then you'd have to use the elephants. You'd have to transform back into regular Shantae, and then transform into the elephant to use the stop. But in Pirate's Curse, you just, you know, do the jumps with the fucking cannon, and then bam with the scimitar.
Yep.
It's perfect. Sorry, go ahead, Neko.
yeah, I mean, I like the transformations. I'm probably the only one.
I mean, I like the transformations. I'm just saying that it felt so much smoother.
Yeah, it did.
What
I mean,
if they, I mean, how would you feel if they kept the transformations in visually, like, when you double jump, she, like, turns into the harpy while you're in the air or stuff, or if you do the, like, scimitar ground pound, she turns into the elephant for that?
Yeah, but I like her dances because she is a genie.
I mean, that's why I said put the dancing in, keep the dancing in the game, but give it a different gameplay purpose.
Like I said, I'll come back to that later. I got a counter pitch for you. There is one thing about Pirate's Curse that kind of bugs me in retrospect, though. I feel like that was the point where the game sort of stopped being, like, you could really consider it a Metroid-like.
I think it had the perfect balance because
No, I agree with that, but I'm saying that like people talk about the Shantae series as if it's like, you know, oh, it's one of the best Metroid-like series.
I mean, it's like Shantae 3. It's like you have 5 Metroid-like mini Metroid-likes, and then the hub area.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I mean, 3 it's not as much. I mean, none of them are really pure Metroid-likes anyway.
I mean, I feel like the first game counts as one because it was like Simon's Quest is retroactively considered a Metroidvania.
Well, yeah, a lot of people actually don't consider it one.
Really?
No,
Yeah,
I mean, it kind of is if you look at it, the way it was developed, but it was like a very, like first start of like a Metroidvania.
Metroid-likes were not, yeah, they were very early. Like, there was only one Metroid when it was made, but it's like in pure Metroid-likes, like, you don't have an overworld separated into dungeons like that. Everything is more connected, and like they're all placed on, like you could logically display everything on one map instead of like having to, and it wouldn't look as uneven. Like in Simon's Quest, if you put everything on one map, you would see like one mainly straight line with all the dungeons completely separated from each other below it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But I mean, I'm just saying that, like, I honestly hate the term. I hate that we have to define it as a Metroid anything on it. Like, whether it's Metroidvania or Metroid-like.
The issue
should
is,
just call it exploratory platformer.
the thing is, Metroid just has, there's more to it. That there's puzzle solving, there's adventure. The reason it's called a Metroid-like is because describing Metroid's genre without making it incredibly unwieldy is difficult.
I know that. I'm just saying that, like, it's like how they used to call first-person shooters Doom clones. We progressed past that, though. Can't we progress and think of something else to call Metroid-style games? Or games that are sort of similar to some extent?
I mean, I can't think of a good 3-word or less term for them, because like exploratory platformer, there's more to it than that.
Right. But I would still lump in games like Simon's Quest and Zelda 2 with the original Metroid, honestly. I just lump those together because I feel like they all rely on exploration. They all rely on finding new areas. And progressing as well.
And leveling.
Right, and, well, maybe not, but progressing in some way at least. Whether it's leveling up or finding new power-ups or that sort of thing. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I feel just like people really get into the whole completely interconnected world thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And yes, and then of course you've got like the one giant map thing, which, yeah, that's fucking fun.
I mean, that's what I
mean, like, let me see if I can, like, explain it a little bit better. I mean, like, when I say the one big map, I mean, like, you know how in the first 3 Metroid games, you effectively just had this one, like, giant area, for the most part? Like, you had the opening part of the game, and then after that you had, like, this massive, just sort of layered, like, squared out map, basically.
Yeah, the giant, completely interconnected
But then
level.
you've got games like Simon's Quest and Zelda 2 and the original Shantae, where it's sort of more like a straight line, and maybe there are a couple of layers, but it's mostly just like one big straight line from beginning to end.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Right.
Right.
Okay, no, I'm just saying that that's like a differential, but I don't see why it should be.
Because
Honestly.
straight lines are evil.
Pure evil.
I mean, you have to go back and forth on the straight line. I actually prefer games with those sort of maps over the more traditional Metroid types, honestly.
And the pure Metroid types, they do need warp points, like the 2D Metroids. If you design them really well, you can minimize how annoying that is. Like, if you put in a ton of interconnections, like the Metroid Prime games, lack of warp points was a very noticeable problem with 1 and 2, which is why Metroid Prime 3 adding warp points is a big reason it's my favorite Metroid.
Fair enough. Like I said, though, I just find it really annoying. Like, I mean, when you're walking from one side of something to another, sure, it would be great to have a warp point as well, but it's less annoying because, like, you can deal with it, you know? Anyway, I feel like I've gone on about this little tangent for far too long.
Anyway,
let's go back to Pirate's Curse. Yeah.
Yeah, Shantae 3. It's the longest in the series by a significant margin. It has, I like the power-up system the best. It has great level design. It has the best story.
It does have a good story. The boss, you know, if you're going for the good ending, is the pain in the ass at first.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I always thought the final boss in the third game was, like, up until the latest game, probably the easiest one.
Well, it's just that when he goes crazy and stuff like that, and you have to, like, do that, like, part where you have to dodge those barrels, and you have to, like, be perfect or you'll get hit.
Wait, the barrels?
Oh.
Cannonballs.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that is hard, but it's like, it kind of telegraphs where they're going to land.
It's
no,
like...
remember when you get him to the second form and he starts going faster with it and more added?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's always a pattern. Go ahead.
The issue with 3 and 4, it's like, since I never use health items until I'm at the final boss, the final bosses in both games were pretty easy for me.
Yeah, me too.
I only died once. He became easy once you knew what the hell you were doing.
And if I tried to fight him the same way I fought the other bosses, like without using any health power-ups, they definitely would have been hard. But yeah, I am very much a save everything because you might need it later type of player, which means when I get to final bosses in games with large inventories, I'm usually very overpowered.
Right. Which I don't understand how you're able to, like, work when it comes to RPGs, honestly.
What do you mean?
Like, you know, you save everything until the end?
No, in RPGs, I basically save things I can't buy. Like, I'll save elixirs and ethers, but I'll use potions, although I greatly prefer healing spells.
Right, but do you use MP stuff to replenish the MP?
If I need to, it usually doesn't come up that much. Like, I'll usually only use offensive magic attacks on bosses. I'll save everything for healing, and ins and temps are usually enough to get me through.
Oh yeah, and you know what? I know this is Shantae 4 thing, but we're talking about risk. They got rid of Monster Milk.
Oh god, yeah. I just remember... Oh god, we were watching Shell stream through the third game, and the less said about that, the better. But, oh wait, I am going to tell one story though, and Shell's going to kill me for this, but I don't care. Let him come at me, bro. Come at me. Okay, so he was on the final boss, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And he had just beaten the first form.
I remember this
and
story.
The game says, "Will you give up the dark magic?" And he clicks yes, and I just was like saying, like, the choices were yes and I have no choice. And he clicks yes, and I'm joking around with him by saying I've got no choice because, like, you know, like, that would be funny, right? Because, yeah, you don't have any choice, honestly.
You don't.
And he just basically assumed that he had chosen the... He was in a cutscene. And he assumed that he had made the wrong choice. So he quits the game and reloads the save, and I am dying. I am just, like, screaming. I am laughing. I am, like, pounding on my keyboard. Like, why would you do this? Why is this happening? Oh my god, why did you do this?
Yeah, wait, this wasn't after the first form, this was after the second.
Wait, was it after the second form? Oh yeah, you're right, it was.
But yeah, I would never have done that. I mean, that is...
It was just because he wasn't, like, even bothering to read anything. I was just making it like you didn't read it, and he's like, oh no, I must have done something wrong, so I will immediately stop and restart, because that was the first time he ever beat the second form. And I was just, like, screaming. I was screaming about that.
I mean, that is
was
just
amazing.
ridiculous.
It was amazing. Oh man. Oh god. But yeah, back on like, you know, an actual topic. I did like the stage select thing a lot though in Pirate's Curse.
Yeah.
Another thing I just realized, another Metroid/Zelda similarity.
Yeah.
The third one having a gigantic quality bump.
Fair enough. So does that mean that the fourth one? Actually, never mind. I was about to say something about the fourth one, but then I realized it may not fit.
Let's see, the fourth one for
Zelda kind of started it in a different direction.
Yeah.
Because it focused more on puzzles than just straight up action. But Metroid doesn't really fit there.
Metroid's fourth and fifth game were released the same day.
Oh god. Well, actually, then in that case, let's just say that Metroid Prime's the fourth game then, and there you go. Another change in direction.
I will always consider Metroid Prime the fifth game because, well, personal.
I know,
reason.
number 5.
I never really liked the Prime
only,
games at
That's
all.
not the only reason. Metroid Fusion, I'm pretty sure, was literally called Metroid 4 when it was first announced.
You know, I mean, if I'm going to play a Metroid game I've never played, I really should probably play the one that supposedly everybody hates.
Oh man, we're gonna get so many. This is gonna get dislike bombed.
You should still. I think you should try Metroid Prime.
I don't like first-person things that often. I only play first-person when it's multiplayer.
Metroid Prime, it feels a lot more. It does not feel like a normal first-person shooter, and also you can get all 3 games for $20.
Are you getting paid by Nintendo?
No, he is a Nintendo.
If you really can get all. You get all. People were paying.
No, I meant like that. That sounds like you're like advertising.
What a bargain!
People were paying $150 for that game before it went up on eShop.
Yeah,
it's a real bargain, Neko. You've got to buy it.
Look at how much people were paying. It is a bargain.
It's just that he's right. You do sound like an advertisement right now. It's a real steal, Neko.
I was recommending it over a different Nintendo game.
No, I know. I'm just messing with you. Calm down. We're all friends here. Calm down.
We are all friends here. Yes.
Yeah, right.
But if there is one bit in Pirate's Curse that annoyed the crap out of me, it was the stealth section. Fuck that.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I went back there because there's an easy way to get gems.
Yeah.
There.
Like
really. Go ahead.
I didn't mind the stealth. It was the level itself I hated. The freaking door maze. I do not like door mazes because you cannot intuitively figure them out.
I can understand. I just hated the whole Tan Line Temple. Let's just say that. I think that's what that area was called.
Yeah,
Tan
Line
Temple.
Tan Line Island.
Oh.
Yeah, but all those people are nuts anyways.
I just like when you actually saw the reveal of what the princess looked like, and I remember making a very mean comment when that happened during Shell's stream.
Yes, I remember.
I'm not gonna say it, but you all remember. Yeah, it is in fact called Tan Line Temple as well. So
yeah,
it's Sunburn Island.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just looking at the soundtrack. That's how I figured it out. But yeah, probably the best game. I did like how they focused a lot on Risky in that game.
Yeah, I liked how. I mean, she's going to be playable in the new one eventually. Yep. I'm waiting for Roddy Top though, because she's going to be different.
Well, they're all going to be different.
Roddy Top.
No, I'm 100% positive that Risky, other than the hair whip, yes, she's going to play like.
I mean,
Shantae.
They're all going to play differently from Shantae does in Half Genie Hero.
Yeah.
Risky Top should play like Wario in Wario Land 2 and 3.
You mean Roddy Top?
Yeah.
Oh, where she can't die.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool, actually.
Yeah, they also have that in that Sphinx game that recently got the rights to it.
So all her platforming things would probably be puzzles.
Right.
Yeah, and well, there also be platforming. I mean, like if you fall,
It'll be a
that's still
puzzle
setback.
platformer. Then.
Yeah, you'd have puzzle platforming. You'd like just her power ups could be she just gets hit by something, and since she's undead, it doesn't kill her, and instead gives her a new ability for a little bit. And I think that would fit anyway because Shantae 3 parts of it, or no, Shantae 1 parts of it really reminded me of Wario Land 3, like graphically.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean by that. Oh yeah, there was actually one other thing that I forgot to write down that I kind of wanted to mention about Pirate's Curse, and it's a stupid fan theory.
Well,
So if you don't, I love throwing in these stupid like fan ideas and whatnot into these podcasts. So why not, right?
Right.
You know how everyone keeps on saying that Mimic is Shantae's adoptive uncle?
Yeah.
I don't buy it. So in Pirate's Curse, we basically see some dude who is clearly supposed to be Shantae's dad in the underworld, right?
Yeah.
He had like a similar build and figure to Mimic, didn't he?
I had no idea he was supposed to. Is it a fan theory that he's her adoptive uncle at all?
They always call they always call him her adoptive uncle.
I just assumed he was. Yeah, I just assumed he was someone's. Wait, that just reminds me of something else. Like you said that Risky had to be undead because she knew Shantae's mother, but
Yeah.
Shantae is only like what 16 or something, and obviously her mother was there when she was born.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good.
Yeah, her mother
Wait a
is alive.
second, there's a lot. Wait a second, that is a pretty big plot hole because
I
they're
know.
acting like genies are this long lost race.
Oh no, that was a retcon because like in 3, or in 2, the mayor says we need a full genie, which implies they still exist.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought that was just because the mayor was an idiot.
Well, he is an idiot, but like through 1 through 3, I swear to God, I thought her mother was dead.
Now she's
her
just
mother-
in the genie realm, which
Yeah,
means
her-
that she might as well be dead.
Yeah, she's in she's sealed off in another dimension.
Right.
But yeah, that's what I always thought. But okay, so she is alive, so maybe she isn't undead. Risky. I mean, yeah, risky.
Yeah, ain't she?
'Cause-
Even if she was dead now, she had to be alive when Shantae was born.
I mean, the weird thing about it, though, is that, like, so it seems like the Pirate Master was, like, gone for a long time, right? Because it seems like he was almost like a lost legend among, like, the NPC. Like, no one seemed to realize who the Pirate Master was.
How would you feel if it turned out Shantae never actually was a half genie?
Then I'd have to wonder what her dad was.
Her dad was...
Are there male... Has there been a male genie? I don't think I've ever seen one.
Why would I imply her dad was a genie? She'd still be a half genie if her dad was a genie and her mom wasn't.
Yeah, that's what you said. What if she wasn't a half genie?
Which means her dad wasn't a genie either.
Wait, then... Yeah, that's what... Wait...
You know, like, it turns out she just got the magic in some other way.
Oh, you mean she was just, like, straight up human?
Yeah.
But she got genie powers some other... Yeah, I'd be fine with it. I thought you meant, like, what if she was a full genie? I'm like, oh.
No, because then it would be like, I mean, that would be like, and then, of course, that would make her look really stupid because it would explain away the plot hole, but it would also mean she was a complete idiot. Like, wait a second, I'm not 1,000 years old!
But, I mean, that's what I'm saying. There are a lot of... And it doesn't help because don't you save genies in the first 2 games anyway?
Yeah.
Isn't that how you learn your transformation dances? By saving
I think
genies?
they're like finding dimensional weak spots or something where they can communicate with you and maybe pass some magic through.
That does seem to be how Half Genie Hero works.
Yeah.
You go into, like, the glitter realm.
And I guess, okay, the best explanation I can think of now is her dad got into the genie realm when it was had been sealed off for a long time, had sex with her mom, and managed to get Shantae to the human realm because of some kind of danger, and he died in the process.
Although it seems like, from what I can tell, he didn't actually die. He just went to fight in the underworld, and then he just forgot, like, that he was alive.
Huh.
That's what it sounded like in the game. 'Cause, man, I came here years ago and I can't remember shit. I just remember that I've got a daughter.
I mean, everyone.
Hey, you've got hair like I do.
I mean, everyone forgot who they were, whether they were dead or not.
Right. Oh, okay, maybe you're right. But
Yeah,
it sounded
so
like he,
yeah.
like, go ahead.
And that's the only that's the only explanation of the plot hole I can think of that doesn't make Shantae a complete idiot. Her dad went into the long sealed genie realm.
He was just that badass. He broke reality.
He got there somehow. He
punched a hole through to the genie realm with his dick.
Yeah, he had sex with Shantae's
I'll be right
mom.
back.
Yeah, he stayed there for...
He created a dimensional glory hole,
yeah,
and that's how Shantae was born.
He stayed there for at least 9 months.
Shut up, baby, I know it.
Yeah, some villain who... Yeah, whatever they are trying to hold back, because even with the Pirate King dead, they still say there's some kind of evil they're holding back in 4, even though that goes nowhere. Whatever that was made them decide Shantae wasn't safe there, so her dad tried to get her to the human realm, and he fell into the underworld realm somehow in the process of doing that.
Having said that, I still think that Mimic is her dad's brother.
Oh yeah, he got her to
Actually, that's another thing. It seems like Mimic knows the genie. There are a lot of plot holes in this story. Wait a second.
Mimic is an inventor. They were like...
oh wait, I've got it. Mimic and Shantae's unnamed father were like just the most badass bros on Earth.
Yeah,
Mimic was the smart one, and
yeah, that's what I was going to say. They were like the Stan twins on Gravity Falls.
Exactly. So it's like brother. So it'd be Mimic and Mimoot or some shit.
Yes, her father's name is also Mimic.
It's Mimic with a K.
Yes, and yeah, Uncle Mimic. Grunkle Mimic. He made a dimensional thing to the genie realm. His brother
shoved his dick into it as his first.
On this.
Okay, I'm trying to make this something they could conceivably actually do. So he didn't just shove his dick through
He shoved his head in there, then.
How would he get afraid? He went in there himself and stayed there for a while.
Right.
And he met Shantae's mother. She gave birth. Some evil was awakened because a new partial genie had been born. Her father tried to get her away. He managed to get her through the portal back to Uncle Mimic's laboratory, and he just got lost in limbo and ended up in the underworld.
Okay, yeah, that sounds fair. Well, see, we figured it out. Okay, Voldy Way, Matt Boson. Okay, just make your checks out to Disc 1 Podcast. We have solved your plot hole issues.
After discovering them.
We're saying that she's not a half genie?
No, she is.
She is.
We're saying to solve the time discrepancy, the genies were sealed away long before she was born, and her father somehow got into the genie realm, presumably with her uncle's help, and then she wasn't safe there, so he managed to get her to Uncle Mimic's laboratory, through the portal or whatever, and he just couldn't make it and got sucked into limbo or something and ended up where he is in Shantae 3.
Right. Neko's just lost now. Neko's I wanted a tiger transformation.
Well, I did.
I know you did. I'm just saying. That's where you are right now.
No, I had to do something.
I know, but it's like you just seemed lost after that big explanation.
Do you get the explanation?
Kind of.
You want me to try again?
I heard his dick a lot.
Okay, I'm just going to say it. Okay, so the order of events is sometime hundreds or thousands of years before the series, there's the Genie War where the Pirate King gets them all sealed away in another dimension.
Yeah.
Before the series, a little before Shantae is born, Mimic and his brother, who is Shantae's father, are just messing around trying trying to get into the Genie realm just because it's a challenge from an adventure and science perspective. Mimic's brother manages to get through into the Genie realm. He just, he can't get back easily, so he just hangs out there. He meets Shantae's mother. Eventually, Shantae is born, and whatever evil they mention in 4 the genies are containing, is awakened or drawn to half genies. So Shantae's father manages to get her through the portal to her uncle, but he cannot get through, so he gets sucked into some interdimensional limbo and ends up where he is in Shantae 3.
Right.
Okay.
Does that make more sense?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse is probably, as of right now, the best game in the series. Moving on! Now it's on to the main event, the Half Genie Hero review. I liked it. No, but I did like it.
Yeah, and it's like the... Oh, go ahead, Neko.
I liked it. It was good. I'm glad the transformations are back. Basically, the only new transformation is the mouse, I think.
And the bat.
Oh yeah, and the bat. Everything else is
Actually,
either
the
from
crab's new, too.
Oh yeah, the crab is new.
But yeah, they brought back way more stuff than I was expecting. I thought they were going to go with some new stuff.
And they... Well...
I mean, I guess they technically changed the spider so that it's not like a literal spider and she's a drider now, and also they kind of changed how it worked.
And,
yeah.
I
like how
old spider. Old spiders sucked.
And before getting into any kind of all of the criticisms, I will say I did like the game. The level design, which I feel improved greatly in 3, it was consistent in 4. The level design was still really good.
Yeah, the level design... The game was just short, and also they really made it into more of a level platformer instead of a Metroid-like.
And if they had just added dungeons, every section in the game, give it a dungeon as well as the linear section, and I would say it would probably match Shantae 3.
Actually, what I would have liked to have seen is just longer action stages, honestly. More segments in there.
I'd be fine with that also. We need, to get to the length, though, we need to double it, which, I mean, there's another thing, we met half the stretch goals, and the game was expanded by 50% because of them, and it's just, if they had actually... So their original plan, I guess, was to release something that would have been as absurdly short as Shantae 2.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what you remember how you guys were saying about the transformations? You know what I would have liked?
What's that?
Is the way K.I. said it would be just like a menu screen, but she still does the dance for it.
Wait, you mean you'd have... Wait, okay, I think I got an idea for that now, if you don't mind.
Okay, I like the transformation, how they do it now, but you know the fast transformation ability?
You mean how it speeds up the...
yeah.
How metronome?
It fucks you over.
Oh yeah, it does fuck you over.
Okay. It goes so fast, you'll transform.
Alright, so what's your idea, Icepick?
I mean, I had an early... I'll go with my original idea first, and then I will go with the one that Neko just gave me. So my original idea is, who here has played Mega Man ZX and Advent?
I have.
Okay, so you remember how you, transform in that game? It brings up that menu and you just cycle through everything?
Uh-huh.
That would have been my way to keep the dancing around, originally. But Neko's idea gave me a... Neko gave me a different idea, honestly. That I can't believe I didn't think of this before, so thank you, Neko.
You're welcome.
So you hit the dance button, and it brings up, you remember how classic Mega Man had that menu?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's that, but she's, dancing in the center of it.
Yeah.
So you can just cycle through to the one that you want from there.
Yeah, that's what...
I think that's what you were trying to say. Right?
Yes, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Neko also gave me an idea.
Okay, go for it.
Make it Majora's...
Because I still want her to have her dances, because that was her gimmick.
And make it like Majora's Mask with the transformation.
Oh, yeah, that would be...
The first time she does the full dance, after that you can skip it.
Oh, yeah, so you'd... So you'd go to the menu, you'd pick the transformation.
Yeah, and for the real time...
Actually, you could probably combine that with the ZX idea I had.
Yeah, and for the real-time change, with the shoulder buttons, while you're cycling through them, she's dancing. So, you'll have a few seconds where she's doing the dance so you can switch to a different one while you're cycling.
Yeah.
And when you get to the one you want, either let her finish the dance or press something and she'll change right away.
Okay, yeah, I mean...
Yeah, that's okay.
This is still probably the best dancing mechanic they've had so far, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not shooting for the stars, but it's better than nothing.
Oh, God.
I will never... The worst part is that this game will forever be linked with Mighty Number 9.
Jesus.
And that's the saddest thing about it.
And the ironic...
sad.
The ironic thing is like Mighty Number 9, we at least some of us didn't think was as terrible as a lot of people act. Like this one, no one. It seems like a lot of people like it a little more than I did because I did like it, but I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah,
which
you
a
thought
lot
it was too short. Actually, that brings up a point that I realized while I was finishing the game up. This is like Shantae Sticker Star.
Yeah, right now I'm trying to do the speed run, and it's really hard.
Yeah, but I mean, can I elaborate on that Sticker Star?
Yeah, go for it.
Because it's like they pretty much entirely dropped the Metroid-like out of this game, like completely.
They did.
And it's sort of like how in Sticker Star, instead of like traveling over an overworld, you just sort of had the little Mario stage select map from like Mario 3 and whatnot. I mean, you see what I mean there?
Yeah.
I'm talking more to Ki.
Yeah, it's like thing is in Sticker Star.
I mean, I like Sticker Star.
Yeah, aside from the
I don't think I
overworld-
ever played Sticker Star.
Aside from the overworld map, it was still pretty similar to past Paper Mario games. It was it wasn't as big a change as it was in Shantae 4.
Fair enough, but man, I just realized we've probably said a lot of controversial stuff today, and I'm not even talking about Shantae's dad punching a interdimensional glory hole.
Oh yeah, that's also the main reason why I had such a confused reaction when you first said that because people hated Sticker Star.
I know, but I like Sticker Star. I like Sticker Star.
Sticker Star is not bad, but I have to point this out.
Go ahead.
As soon as they actually did announce Sticker Star 2, you seem to defend it a lot less.
The reason for that is that it was like... That was the same reason that I played... God, I don't even know. Fanbase Advocate?
The last one, Mario Party, Paper Mario I played was A Thousand Year Door.
I'd say give the rest of the series a shot, because they go in different directions, but I still like them.
Yeah,
well, I'm not that kind of a person, Icepick, to like hate something.
Well, I'm just saying that people are like, this game is different, it's therefore it's bad.
No, they retcon that. Like,
oh, yeah, you're right. Paper Mario.
Yeah.
Super Paper Mario was the last good Paper Mario.
Super Paper Mario is different from Sticker Star, therefore it is retroactively the 1,000-Year Door 2. It's so
but no, the reason that I was kind of hating on Sticker Star, as you put it, or as you implied, wasn't because I actually hated Sticker Star. I'm just saying that a lot of people hated Sticker Star. So it just struck me as weird because it's like everyone was like, "Man, fuck Sticker Star."
Okay,
so
but
like, let's make Sticker Star too. Fuck
oh yeah, but okay, if Nintendo had instead made 1,000-Year Door 2, would you honestly say you wouldn't have complained about that?
I mean, I did end up complaining about it, so I honestly couldn't tell you. Actually, I want to go into that story. Can I go into the story as to why I think that 1,000-Year Door 2 is pointless?
Okay, go for it, I guess.
I'm mainly asking Ki because he was the one I had this argument with. You cannot make the 1,000-Year Door 2 because people are just going to say it's a shitty knockoff of the original. No matter what you do, you could make it better in every.
You can't make anybody happy.
Yeah, if you want if you want a fan base not to act like assholes, that's the only way to do that.
Is to stop making games.
Yeah, to stop making games or make something so exponentially better than everything before it that it's not practical to do that multiple times in the same series.
I mean, you can't make any... I mean, I think they're still asking for Mario RPG, too.
Oh, they are.
Oh, they are. That one will never... That one will never die, let me tell ya.
Yeah, people will.
Let's see.
That is.
Off topic. Did Square Enix announce that it was going to support the Switch?
I'm pretty sure they did.
God help us all.
Wait a second. They already have 2 games announced for it.
Wait a sec. Oh no, we're doomed.
Those were literally, they announced games for it before Nintendo did.
Wait, what games did they announce for?
Dragon Quest 10 and 11. I mean, they retracted
you're
it
right.
a day later, only to later re-announce them, so I'm counting that because you'd have to be really gullible to believe they weren't announced. I'd be like,
But
oh,
KI,
no,
Skyrim's not coming to Switch.
Skyrim's
Bethesda
not-
said so.
Skyrim's not coming to Switch. That Mario game in the new setting being played in real time with all those background elements that no presence in the demo. That's just a tech demo.
Breath
I
of the
think
Wild
the
isn't
game-
coming to Switch.
Well, it's not coming to Wii U, probably.
No, it
Oh,
is
no,
coming to Wii
that was
U.
the
Neko.
person who said it wasn't coming to Wii U admitted they completely made that up. I mean, I don't
okay.
ever want to give 100% guarantees, but as of now, there's no reason to believe it won't come to Wii U.
Also, that would be a dick move if it didn't come
Yeah, it would.
at this point. Anyway, let's see here now. But yeah, if there was any big flaw with Half Genie Heroes, the game's length.
God, is that why it had half in the title?
Oh God!
Because half the length.
Yes.
But there was one.
Half-length
Go ahead.
Genie.
Half-length hero.
Yes.
There was one thing though that kind of surprised me, and I've been hearing sort of different things about it. In the final message, well, in like the release message for the game on the Kickstarter, you know, they send you backer messages.
Yeah.
Because I was a backer. That's how Neko got the game twice.
Yep. Thank you.
No problem. Basically, they mentioned something about how if they do paid DLC, it'll be free to backers, and that made me think, because one guy on Steam said that he thought that all the backer stuff, you know, the stretch goals, were going to be paid DLC, and I don't buy that. I don't think that's what's happening.
I mean, they have in the retail version, they have like Risky's outline on the character select screen.
Yeah, they've got that in mind too, actually.
Yeah, they have it in mind too, and both of them.
Yeah, so it says, I mean, in that one it says coming soon, so I think that it's still... I mean,
You think that'll be like a free update then?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, didn't they say that was going to be included with the retail version?
I think they said that everything was going to be... I thought they said something about... Hold on a second. I gotta look this up now.
Yeah, I could have sworn they said everything would be in the retail version. I thought they also said everything would be there at launch, while it clearly wasn't.
Well, it wasn't, but... Okay, hold on. I'm gonna look look on the forum, actually. Let's see. God damn it, I have to log in.
Of course you do.
Let's see. Known issues. Wow, there's a bunch of old stuff here. Physical rewards. Are you guys enjoying the soundtrack? With the game.
I'm enjoying the soundtrack.
I'm also enjoying the soundtrack. Any chance for a Nintendo Switch? Everything in this is terrible.
What is wrong with
They're
people?
going to They're going to go Grinch style to everyone's houses and get rid of the Wii U version so it can move the Switch because everyone else is doing it.
God damn it. It's so terrible. Let's see. FAQ. How far into development will this game be available for Nintendo 3DS? No. What will the game cost when it's originally...
Oh, is it coming to Switch?
I'm pretty sure it would come to Switch.
Yeah, probably.
Hold on a second, guys.
Crap. Is anyone still there?
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that. How far into development is this game? I could have sworn that they said something about how, like... Hold on a second. Here we go.
Go back to when they announced the physical release.
Actually, I'm just going to the stretch goals section because I'm trying to... Let's see here now. This is funded. Risky mode. Bonus chapter. Costume swap. Actually, we didn't get costume swap either. Huh. Bonus chapter. hero mode.
I mean, I might pick up the PS4 version
That's
just
fair.
to have it.
That's fine. I mean, it's a good idea.
And if they did do paid DLC and made a Switch version, I might get that. I'm not sure I would, because I feel like part of the reason, I paid $30 for it when I could have got it for free. I did get some I got the ability to stream, but I'm not. I didn't know the game was going to be that short. I'm not sure if $30 was really a fair price.
Would you have paid $20 for it?
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, the game
let's
was
see.
fun, and it looked like it had a lot of replayability.
Yeah, that's what I feel was the trade-off for making it much shorter, and I think they might have taken that into account when they decided to announce 5 fucking playable characters.
That's why it was better be free with the retail version.
Okay, they say that they're working on the DLC and will have more information for us after their winter break. So the character-based stretch goals, or the chapter-based stretch goals, are included in the release version of the game. We're working on our digital and physical rewards as well, which means that I get my digital, my physical soundtrack. Hooray! Okay, so TBA, I guess. We'll do a follow-up in a future podcast. Why?
Yeah.
If they're gonna do a
Shantae
follow-up later, then I'll do a
podcast
follow-up later. Fuck it.
Shantae Podcast 2.
Yes,
We're all
Shantae
beating
Podcast patch notes 1.1.
Yeah, because like I said, if they charge for all of the separate characters, I am going to feel like the physical version was pretty overpriced.
I agree with you on that. But yeah, I think we've said all we could about Half Genie Hero.
Yeah.
I did have some other stuff.
Oh, go ahead.
I felt like the story. I was expecting the story to really go into the Genie realm, reveal why they were still there. The story kind of felt like filler.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. Oh yeah, the other thing is that I'm hoping that. Wait, did I finish my thought on the paid DLC, or did we get sidetracked on that one?
I think we got a little
I got
sidetracked.
sidetracked on that one. Anyway, what I'm hoping this means is that they're actually going to make the other stretch goal chapters into actual stuff in the game. I'm hoping for that.
Yeah.
I know that's a horrible thing to hope for, considering it might not be included in the base package and blah, blah, blah. But I fucking want Nega Shantae back, man. Want her back, Neko.
I know you do.
I love Nega Shantae.
We kind of did get her back. For
I know,
really
but, not really.
You should really probably try to pronunciate the second letter in that more.
Nega?
Oh, you know what it sounds like.
Yeah, I know what it sounds like. I know I
know.
wasn't saying it either.
Oh, that's not
Although
what
honestly,
NeoGamerX
that
says.
would also make a good stretch goal.
Give us enough money that we'll never have to worry about the boycotts, and we'll call her that.
No. I mean, that'd be a separate chapter. Shantae
Jesus.
wakes up.
Oh my
I
god.
remember
that
Stop.
I remember that theory I came up with last night that Roddy, you thought Roddy Tops might have been Latina. I said no, she's just racist and
Yes.
assumes Shantae is.
Yes. Oh god. That was actually because she was like, "Hey, hola, chica," and I'm like, "Wait, so she's Hispanic, right?" Wait, how can they be Hispanic? I don't know. Yeah, we're going. So I guess
Weird places.
any other topics, Neko, you want to discuss about Half Genie Hero?
I've discussed enough, but
Neko, do you want to
say,
complain about how they didn't put the tiger in?
No, because I mean, they could always make a sequel.
That's true.
And also, I mean, as this point, I don't know what the tiger thing would have done. I mean, the only thing I could have seen what the tiger could have
Probably
brought
would have
to the
replaced
game,
the elephant. If
it
anything.
would have taken the place of the what is the name of that sword?
The
Scimitar?
Yeah, it would take place of that, and maybe she would run fast through things.
Oh, you mean
Oh,
it would
the
be like
boot.
Risky's boots? Actually, yeah, that's a good point. I wish that they had like a run.
Because then
ability.
the tiger could have probably gone through things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
that brings up another thing about Half Genie Hero I wanted to say though.
Go ahead.
All right.
Transformations were really underused.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I mean, you remember the last hidden achievement?
Yeah,
Yes.
I actually got that today.
I mean, I'm kind of glad that was there because
I got that too, but I got it a while ago.
Yeah,
it would
I
have
know.
been a power-up that did literally nothing otherwise.
Well, I mean, it gave you that little maze segment.
So maybe she'll get the tiger.
No, the mouse did stuff,
Oh.
the bite.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I mean, to tell you the truth, I see them doing what they probably did in this, is bring back all the old transformations and just add new ones.
I hate the harpy. I wanted them to use the succubus idea, and
Actually,
that
I
got
like
fan art, and that's why I'm really mad, because I'm like, oh shit, the succubus. That must mean it's in the game. Nope. Back
Actually,
to the harpy.
I actually like the harpy. It really helps with the speed run because you can like get things really quickly.
Oh, yeah, the
Well, what I
harpy-
like about the harpy is that it balances the fact that you can fly.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
always
the-
done that,
because
because
the
it's like
bat-
you can fly, but it's awkward.
The bat can fly, but only in a straight line.
Right,
And
exactly.
You can't go up, can't go down. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I had assumed, like when I first got the bat, I assumed, okay, obviously when you get the power up, it'll actually let you fly, but
Nope.
it gets you through.
Sonar.
It gets you through one freaking room. That's what I mean by stuff being underused.
The worst part about it is that there was actually a section you could have used it. The problem is that you couldn't have had the power-up until after you were done with that segment.
Oh yeah,
Because the Hypno
Started
Baron's
stage
manner
5.
started out all dark, and then when you go back it's light.
yeah.
So that was a wasted opportunity.
I mean, they should have. Anyway, so yeah, if it was the Happening Hero, we're going to talk about ideas for Shantae 5.
Yeah, that's right. And I already kind of spoiled you guys because you kept on asking me. I kind of want Shantae 5 to be episodic.
But you wouldn't specify on it.
Well, yeah, of course not. I mean, just because
He wants it
after
to be. He wants it to be pay to win.
Fuck
Oh,
you.
jeez.
Fuck you. That's not what I mean, and you know it.
You want it to be like Sam and
I
Max.
want it to be like Sam and Max, which R.I.P. Sam and Max. I miss you. I miss you every day. I miss you every day when I see that all fucking Telltale Games makes now is boring, pretentious crap.
They make Minecraft.
Oh yeah, Minecraft. That's a good. Oh yeah, that's great.
Yes, I was being sarcastic. Obviously, a Minecraft Telltale game is the dumbest idea ever.
But okay. So here's my pitch for episodic Shantae 5. I mean, Half Genie Hero kind of took forever to make, right?
Yeah.
So, Shantae 5 would consist of 5 episodes. Huh? And each of them would include, I'd say, 2 segments. You know what I mean?
How big are the segments?
Well, I'd say 1 action stage and 1 dungeon. But they would both have, like, exploratory... like, you know how in Pirate's Curse you had, like, the overworld area and then you had the dungeon?
Yeah.
They would both have an overworld area.
Okay, how much would these cost?
Like
Yeah.
$10 an episode.
Yeah, that's a little
That's
much.
kind of overpriced.
Yeah, that's
It'll be
overpriced.
I mean,
40 bucks.
Shantae-
Go ahead.
Yeah, but wasn't Shantae 3 like $15 or $20?
$20, yeah.
Okay, so
And it had a lot of
it
stages.
had 5. It had all of what the full Shantae 5 you're proposing would have, plus the final dungeon and town.
Well, no, I'm saying that each episode would have, like, 2 dungeons, basically.
Well, I don't think they're going to do it that way. If
Well,
anything,
Well, they're
dungeons,
probably not. This was just a stupid... You
A
guys are
stupid
just
idea?
shitting
Yeah,
all
I-
over my stupid idea, and it's pissing me off.
No, I'm just saying I'm going to... it being episodic could work, but I would want it to be longer. Like, I would want each episode to be, like, at least the length of Shantae 2.
What
Yeah.
about Half Genie Hero?
Well, Half Genie Hero is longer, so
Yeah, you're
sure.
right. Okay. All right, fair enough. So, like, 3 areas, then?
yeah.
Yeah.
Would you pay
3
$10 for 3 areas?
Oh, yeah, I would.
Okay, so continuing on, $40 for like the full set, so you get it at a discount if you paid for the whole thing.
Yeah, $40 for a game with
For a game 5 times the size of Risky's Revenge.
Yeah, I definitely pay that.
Okay, so here is how it would work out. Aside from that, Stage 0, which let's just call it Burning Town because that's what they usually do, right?
Right.
Would be like a free demo. That would be like your launcher, basically. That would be like their way of having a free demo in the game, right?
All right, yeah.
But if you want to win the game, you have to pay.
Exactly. And the final area you can only get to if you own all of the episodes. Does that seem fair?
Yeah, but let's see, you just have to. I mean, I'd say make it sequential. Like I would want connected. So.
Oh no! I mean, clearly you'd want to buy episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
I'd say make it so you can't buy like episode 4 without having the first 3.
Yeah, okay, I could agree to that. I don't know if any game has done that before, but I'd be up for that. I would like to see the dungeons from Pirate's Curse come back, but I also want to see the action stages from Half Genie Hero come back.
I mean, to tell you the truth, I'd be willing to pay for something like that as long as each chapter you talked about also have replayability. So that, like, you can,
Well, I did have another idea that I didn't actually write down because I thought it was really stupid.
What's that?
Each episode would also grant you, like, a bonus character. So, like, the first chapter, I guess you'd get Sky. Maybe the second chapter
I
you'd
think
get
that. Yeah, I think that could work.
And you'd be able to use each character in each different area.
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah, that would be okay.
Owned, like, the
Actually, that doesn't sound stupid at all, I guess. I mean,
the reason I thought it was stupid is because I couldn't think of enough characters.
Okay, we need 5 characters.
Yeah, so we got Sky, Bolo, Roddy Tops, Risky Boots. Who's number 5? Mimic.
You could just put in a new character for that game.
Actually, that's a good point, honestly. Come to think of it, we haven't gotten many new characters, have we?
Well, we got that new character who pretended to be a half genie.
Oh God!
She was hilarious. She was a stitch.
I would have. Let's see. You could play. No, wait. I know who the final character you play as has to be.
Who's that?
Squid Baron.
Yes. Yes, you're right. He even mentioned that he wanted his own game.
Yeah. So 5. That's easy.
Yeah, actually, the funny thing is the Squid Baron, Hypno Baron team-up boss was probably my favorite in the game. Huh. That shit was fun.
I actually guessed the twist with Squid with
that he was going to be
that he was going to be the old, or it's like I half guessed. I thought it would be funny if that happened, but I wasn't really expecting it.
Right.
I like the mermaid boss. I actually like the mermaid.
Oh yeah, the mermaid boss was really fun too. You're right.
I like the design of the big mermaid.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, Shantae 4 did. Like, I think the bosses definitely they matched Pirate's Curse.
Oh yeah, for sure. I loved fighting the Ammo Baron again, actually.
Wait, wasn't that the first time we actually fought him?
No, we fought him. He was the intro boss in 3.
Okay, well, you didn't fight him. You didn't fight him directly. You fought him in a machine.
Yeah. Yeah, good point, actually. That is the first time we actually directly fought him. The only thing I'd say about the action stages, though, in a Shantae 5 is make them fucking longer. Just make them, like, 5 segments instead of 3 or something,
And I think the stages, like, I thought the stages were a reasonable length. Like, if I was expanding the game, I would definitely say make more
stages. So it'd be, like, 2 dungeons and 2 stages, then, per episode, almost.
Yeah, per episode you get, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that sounds reasonable. The other thing I thought was that, if they decide not to go with the episodic idea and so it takes forever for them to make a new Shantae game, they could just remake Shantae 1 using the assets that they made in Half Genie Hero, and I'd be fine with that.
I'd be okay with that. I mean, hell, they did a remake of DuckTales, and look how that turned out.
Exactly. I mean, just make it a budget title, maybe keep it the same length as the original, maybe charge like $15 for that.
Yeah, if they released the original with, like, the annoying parts removed, I would easily buy that.
Or just, like, rehabbed. Like, they take out the live system. They give you an overworld. They give you maps in the dungeon.
I don't know if they would ever do this because of it was on the Game Boy. They probably could release But I would love it if they did like the Rondo of Blood remake.
Oh, where you could
And they-
unlock the original game. That'd
Yeah.
be pretty cool.
Yeah, they could. They'd have to. I mean, they couldn't emulate it unless that was like.
They'd have to like straight up port it. Yeah.
Yeah, or I guess they could also, as they wanted, if Nintendo wanted to get it on, they can make that a big exclusive for the Switch version.
Oh yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah, I'd be up for that. Hell, they could even do the Game Boy Advance version, so you could get the Tinkerpad on there.
Yeah, because that's yet to be re-released.
All the same, I'm just saying that if you're gonna make another Shantae game, just use the shit that you made for this game, because
Yeah.
it looks
Yeah.
fucking good.
Yeah, because it looks really good. I feel like they might put too much emphasis on that because with how long it took and considering how short it is, it's clear a lot of development time must have went to the graphics.
Yeah, I mean the game is beautiful.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
so make Shantae 5 should look almost exactly like Shantae 4, but be a lot longer. That's basically all I want from it.
Actually, that'd be kind of ironic
because the game works perfect on my computer.
that's ironic
and it-
because that's kind of how Shantae 2 and 3 worked out, isn't it?
Yeah, so, yeah, Shantae 4, it had some issues from Shantae 2, so, yeah, make Shantae 5, it's the 5th game, make Shantae 5 just perfect in every way, because the only issue with Shantae 3, which is something I'm obviously not going to dwell on, was that the graphics were not suitable for HD.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with you on that. Actually, it'd be interesting if we got like a Shantae remake collection. Like they remade all 3 games using the half Genie.
Shantae All-Stars.
Shantae All-Stars. Shantae All-Stars.
Oh Jesus!
Fucking
yeah.
Christina V saying that.
Yeah, add some quality of life improvements to 1 and 2, and I definitely buy Shantae All-Stars.
I would definitely buy Shantae
I would buy
All-Stars.
that.
I mean, you probably have to call it something else, but I would buy the fuck out of that.
Yeah, and you know what they should do is a Mega Man kind of like thing where they actually add.
Oh god, I know what they could call it.
What's that?
Shantae 3 Wishes.
Oh my god, 3 Wish Collection or something like that.
Yeah.
That's oh god, that's brilliant actually.
Yeah, and also they can like have an interview with all like the people, like you know that they had that icon on Mega Man's.
Oh yeah, just do interviews with Jake Kaufman, Matt Bozen, Voldy Way.
And the
Everybody.
voice actor.
Oh yeah, Christina V. I love Christina V.
And then have like a music video of that damn good song.
Yeah, you do love that song, I remember. You fucking love that song.
Don't you?
I do. I love the song.
I mean, when I first played the beginning entrance stage and they started playing that song, I was like, oh my god, this is awesome.
I know.
I was like, is there going to be more fucking like voice acting songs in the game? And I'm like, oh no, there's not. Just instrumental stuff.
There is actually one other thing I want to give Christina V props for.
What's that?
So, when she did the voice acting for the first time in Pirate's Curse, Risky and Shantae sounded a lot alike.
Who voices her?
Christina V. Christina V voices everyone.
Oh, she does?
Yeah, she does all of them.
I thought she just... Does she do Roddy Top, too?
Yeah, Right Tops doesn't talk, actually.
Well, I thought she did talk in...
I don't think so.
I thought she talked in the 4th game.
She might have. I don't remember her talking. All it said was voice acting Christina V on there. So she was the only one who's credited.
Like, there aren't any... Like, are there, like... I think there'd be, like...
I think Risky and Shantae were the only ones who actually said
I
anything.
mean, there aren't any, like, deeper-voiced male enemies who grunt or anything when
I
you
don't
hit
think
them.
so. I don't think there were. But here's what I'm trying to say, though. In Pirate's Curse, I could tell it was Christina V doing Risky Boots' voice. In this one, I couldn't, and I looked at the credits and I'm like, oh shit, she did both of them? She changed up the voice, and it sounded really good. I just gotta give her props for that.
She's a good voice actress.
She is a good voice actor. I'm just giving her props, man. I couldn't tell it was her. I'm impressed by it. When I can't tell that one person's doing all the voices, it's impressive to me.
See, aren't you glad they didn't reach the Kira Buckland stretch goal?
Well, oh god, who would Kira Buckland could have been Holly. That's what she should have been. That should have been Kira Buckland's role. She should have been fucking Holly. Fuck Kira Buckland. God damn it.
And the Shantae 5, they say, we're getting
We need
big.
a fresh face!
All voices by Kira Buckland and Nolan North.
Okay. Nolan, no, plot twist, Nolan North is Shantae.
Now, Shantae wishes she has the best voice ever, and she gets Nolan North's voice.
Wow. I sound great. Fucking, wait, did I even get her? Yeah, her name is Holly. Fuck.
Her name's Holly. Fuck.
No. I don't know what her last name is, but yeah, her name was Holly.
I have a last name. And
Holly
Shantae
Jolly.
doesn't have a last name, does she?
Shantae doesn't have a last. Holly had a last name though. So what was? Okay, now I'm gonna look that up because that Neko's got me
Curious.
Linger Bean. Well, that's actually worse than what I said.
Okay, her name being
Linger Bean. Oh, and she did have voice acting by Christina. Christina V voiced everyone in this game, and I love it. I love it. I love that she voiced everyone.
The Sky, you know how they have that voice actor that you don't like too much, voice acting the main female in Disgaea 5. Why doesn't Christina V get a job on Disgaea?
Because apparently she's too skilled to slum it up. She asks for money now. They ask to be paid in jelly beans, but Christina V is like, no, I only take cash. It's like, well, little missy, you just priced your way out of the Disgaea 5 voice acting.
I mean, what is the name of the voice actress you don't like too much?
You mean Kira Buckland?
Oh, that's it.
We were just talking.
Kira Buckland will work for assurances that she would make a good Applejack.
Kira Buckland works.
Oh, I
for
didn't know you were
compliments.
talking about her. That's how she's unrememberable.
I just remember, like, the best role Kira Buckland ever did was Bloody Marie in Skullgirls, and that's because she's so unemotive that it was perfect. Okay, Kira, we need you to sound like a decaying corpse. So like this. Perfect!
She should play some kind of, like, minor robot character in the Air Automata.
You're right. She could be KB or something.
So she just has no emotion.
It does not come across.
It's like she apparently she sounds like Applejack in her natural speaking voice.
No, wait.
Not allowed in a fan project because she still couldn't do the voice acting.
No.
Emotion.
It's like if I were to ever do like a prank podcast where I just said that, you know, it was Rule 63, I would hire Kira Buckland to play Dari. I would call her to play Dari.
Oh, Jesus. I wonder what Dari thinks.
A white woman? Oh no!
Just think of her as a pony.
God. Okay. So, anything else you guys want to say on this topic?
No, I think we've pretty much
Yeah, I think we've milked this one dry.
Okay, way forward, we solved your story issues, we figured out how to do Shantae 5, we named your compilation, so just do all of that.
Yeah, do all that stuff and we'll call it
even. Give me my tiger transformation. I already told you how it could work, and even Icepick agrees.
Okay, but if you do make a tiger transformation, make sure that it's not purple and that it's green. Green is not good. Nah, I'm messing with you.
Green is not a creative color.
Purple is my favorite color. That's why I should like Shantae and Risky the most. But you know, it's funny.
I like Roddy Tops, who is green.
Green.
But I do like. I mean, I think I like all three of them about the same. There's only one that I like. Okay, who cares?
Sky.
Yeah.
I also don't care about Sky.
Sky, if anything, actually sets her apart.
She's
a bird.
A bird. She got a bird.
And bird people are weird.
It's like it's to the point where it's like I wouldn't be happy if Sky came back. I was literally looking more forward to the Ammo Baron's two female henchmen.
Oh yeah,
henchwomen coming. They did come back, and they were even a mini boss fight. And I'm like, shit, that is. Wait! That's what they need to do! They need more mini-bosses!
But do not, I remember I was annoyed because that, I looked at how many boss trophies that were clearly bosses there were, and I saw 8, and I said, okay, 8 levels, then that one of the levels had, 2 of the levels had 2 bosses. I mean, it's kind of expected for the final boss, but just throwing them in and putting a trophy in felt misleading.
Fair enough. I'm just saying that I would love to see, like, more mini-bosses. I like fighting bosses.
Well, yeah, they should. I love boss fights.
I like boss fights.
The bosses in Half Genie Hero were really good. That was like the one area, like aside from graphics, where it clearly was exponentially better. Right? That's the one gameplay-related area where it completely matched Pirate's Curse.
Okay, so now that I realize that thing, should we call it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so this has been the Disc 1 Shantaecast. Shantae podcast? I don't know. Shantaecast.
We didn't go a ridiculous amount of time. I think we need to spend like 45 minutes talking about random stuff.
Okay, so Neko, tell us why you want to... Tell us why you're... Read a poem about why you're angry that the tiger didn't get in.
No.
That's not random enough.
Okay.
Tell me why you want Dari as a transformation.
Oh my god, that would be... so what does Relic be like?
A fedora.
Dari can flood levels by crying.
Oh.
But watch out for the new pony enemies.
Okay, so in seriousness, this has been the Shantae podcast.
Signing off. See you next time.
Bye.
Through the danger.